the Life Fitness Pro Series Pullover, very underrated machine here. A little bit more difficult to set up on than, actually all pullovers quite difficult to set up on. A couple of main things we want to make sure of is the seat height. The seat height needs to be at the right level, otherwise this is going to feel terrible. Now, to set up the seat height, we need to focus on a couple of, literally just one thing, to be honest with you. The hinge point on the machine here has got to be at shoulder height. So seat too low and the hinge point is well above my shoulders, it's going to feel terrible. It means that my hands are going to or my elbows are sort of going to open up their angle in the stretch position. And if the seat is too high, my elbows are going to open up at the bottom and I'll be doing a bit of a tricep extension. So getting the seat height right is what is going to make this machine go from feeling really shit to really good. So I think I'm around this level. Shoulder in line with that hinge point on both sides. And then we do have a resistance profile that is very, very difficult in the stretch position, almost too difficult. So you can set up the starting position really far back, but we're never going to use this range. So I like to sort of start with my hips out and then drop into position. And then we've got the range that we're going to be working within. Now, it's very easy to sort of screw this up. We can start with too much of an extended back position, but what we're doing there is we're just closing the angle here at the shoulder, which is essentially the active range for the lats. So they're going to work until they're in line with your torso. So you can see that I'm extended here, they're in line with the torso. There's not that much range, so we want to sort of get our back nice and flat on the machine, and we want to maintain that through the range so we can see here how much extra range we have. And I wouldn't be too keen on using these handle grips and getting my elbows super wide. If we think about the lats and what they do, and they're in front of your body, they internally rotate, they adduct, and they extend the shoulder. When we get behind the body, the lats will actually work in flexing the shoulder, so bringing it forward. So that's why we stop at the torso and we don't go past. So I use my hands up here. I get my elbows nice and close because we want them to be as close to the rib cage as possible because they want to adduct. We don't want to be out here. We want to get as much range of motion as possible. And what you'll notice on this machine is that your working weight in your active range is going to be a little heavier than what you initially start off with. So work up, do a couple of warm-ups, but because it's quite hard in the stretch, which I've modified slightly to make it a bit harder in the contracted with this counterbalance, I've just moved that a little bit. It's going to be quite difficult in the range you're probably not going to use. So get a feel for the load. You'll be a bit heavier than what you think you need. So it'll be quite hard at the top here. So anchoring the hips off, getting into that working range, and then moving through it, and it should feel really nice. Seat height, shoulder position, and do your feeler sets. Get warmed up, get the right feel for it, and enjoy. Train hard.